Oh, we've got to do a new intro because there's a new episode. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Rock and Roll on Action. I am still JJ and I still love music, but I do films or something.
And I'm Sean and I still love music and I still love films and stuff.
You know, yeah. Sorry, we're not used to the new format yet.
Yeah, because we've already done this today.
Yeah, we've already done the film. If you've not seen that, then click wherever it is.
Oh, it's a good one.
You know, it's
good.
Really wonderful.
One of our best.
What was the film? Clash of the Titans. So we did Clash of the Titans, 1981, and now we're doing Siouxsie and the Banshees' Juju, 1981, our album of the week. So I guess we just jump straight in.
Yeah.
All right, sorry for the messy intro. You know, we're not used to this yet, but we'll get there. What do you think of this album? You like it? You chose it.
Well, I don't want to spoil things.
Spoil away, we're in it.
I just think this is one of my favorites of all the albums we've covered. I think this is one of my favorites. Maybe my favorite.
I'm up there with you. I really enjoyed this. I'd only ever listened to Kaleidoscope, the album before this, because I liked Happy House. So that's the only album I'd ever listened to before of them, and I only listened to it once, and it was years ago. So been meaning to sort of get properly into Siouxsie and the Banshees for years, and it was nice to finally have an opportunity to do that. I actually ended up listening to all of the previous albums, so I listened to the first 4 albums.
I didn't do that. I want to now, but I won't. But I might.
Yeah, this rocks, man. This is great.
I think I'll listen to this album more than I will to any of, like, Remain in Light is great, but this did more for me.
Yeah. 100%, and it feels like a journey as an album, like it keeps going, you know? Well, maybe Sin in My Heart for me a little.
I like that. I do think it gets a bit samey on side B. The first side is amazing.
First side is perfect.
Yeah, I was listening, the first time I listened to it, I was just like, that song is great. And the next song, oh my God, this song's great as well.
Yeah,
you know?
It's one of those where every song that came on, I was just like, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is my favorite. Oh no, this is better actually. You know, like it just feels like it keeps getting better and better and better. I was quite surprised that Spellbound was the kind of standout track from this. It was the first single and is the one that people still know the most, I think, from it.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Because Into the Light is better, and then I was like, oh no, but then Monitor is better. Oh no, Arabian Nights is better.
Arabian Nights.
And then when I haven't listened to it for a couple of days, it's Spellbound that's stuck in my head. Yeah. You know, so I get it. But certainly at the time I was like, and it's got, I don't like the video for it. Have you seen the video?
No, I didn't watch it, no.
It's just, obscenely 80s.
This was early when they hadn't worked out how to make good videos yet, right? 81.
Yeah, well, kind of. I mean, Russell Mulcahy directed Highlander, and he did a great film called Razorback. And it just looks like a music video, because he basically invented music videos, and he did all of like the early Queen stuff.
What about Michael Jackson?
By this point, he already had... Yeah, exactly, yeah. Thriller was, 82. So no excuse. It's just...
Yeah, just crap.
A bit naff. But the first time I listened to this album, I did think, although I really enjoyed everything while it was on, none of it sort of stuck in my head. And I was just kind of like, maybe it is just sort of a vibe thing.
It's good, yeah.
You know?
It's mainly vibes.
But the songs, as you re-listen, do get stuck in there. And it's definitely one of those where it feels like an album. Like, I don't know that I would listen to these songs separate from the album per se, because they do all just blend into one and feel like one cohesive vision. Like the way that it ends on Voodoo Dolly with that cathartic sort of mania and fade out sort of thing. To me, it's sort of what Black Country New Road's second album, can't remember what it's called.
Ants from Up There,
that we looked at.
You wish it was more like this, in a way.
Yeah, like for me, kind of every track on that album is Voodoo Dolly, in a way. Whereas this feels like it earns that catharsis, it earns just the detangling of the whole thing, whereas that album never quite earned it for me, you know. But I enjoy it when it's in this context.
I know what you mean, and maybe you'd like the album they did afterwards, which I haven't heard, but I've heard it's slightly more commercial.
Maybe. But Siouxsie and the Banshees, not known for their commerciality. This was number 7 in the charts and stayed up there for 17 weeks. But before this, they're real punks, you know,
I thought this was going to be punkier.
Yeah. This already, I think because they work with producer Nigel Gray, who you can hear a really distinct difference on the previous album, which was the first one they did with him. He sort of brings in some of that kind of New York punk sound, the kind of Blondie, kind of, and Talking Heads, I suppose, in a way. You know, it's got that sort of slightly cleaner sound, whereas if you listen, and it's also way more produced, and that would continue. Like, I think the next album after this, Hyena, 1984, like that opens with strings, beautiful strings, and like is so not this, you know, and they built on their production as they went along. You listen to the first couple of albums, it kind of sounds almost like Wire or Gang of Four, like it's just angular guitars and it's very stripped back and it's got sort of dirtiness to it.
Would you call this post-punk then?
This is, yeah. I mean, like there are tracks on this that sound like Joy Division, you know, but I mean, Wire and Gang of Four are post-punk, you know, and it is that slightly more musical development of punk, right? It's got that same attitude, and yet you bring to it more musicality. And a lot of that comes from, is it John McGleoch or John McGeoch?
John McGuitar.
John McGuitar.
Yeah.
John McGeoch on guitar, who's a real technician. I mean, like he's got a lot of vibe and feel, but he's a technical player in a way that they never had before.
The band's brilliant. I was just always impressed with how the drummer just in several songs he just seems to speed up and slow down, and it just works. Yeah. You don't hear that very often.
Well, this is the same lineup as the previous album, which was after the guitarist and drummer left. So they're new and they kind of brought in that musical theory and the experience, whereas before that it was raw feeling and power.
Yeah.
I mean, Siouxsie couldn't even play guitar before. I think it was the album before this. Again, like so much changed on the album before this. She picked up a guitar and learned to play because the guitarist had left, and so she needed to be able to put her songs to music. And the lyrics on this are half her and half Severin. Is it Stephen Severin, I think, the bassist? They're the only two original members. And it's a constantly evolving lineup anyway. When their first live show, they played with Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols.
I heard that.
Yeah, and they formed at a Sex Pistols gig, like every post-punk band did.
Right.
Just everyone who went to see the Sex Pistols was like, let's start a band!
Yeah.
Which is cool, you know, I mean, since when has there been a band like that since, you know?
But they say that about the Velvet Underground as well.
Yeah, and you can hear a lot of Velvet Underground on this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Severin.
Yeah.
It's got to be from
Severin,
the song.
Severin.
Yeah. So this is sort of, is it gothic rock or is it a precursor to gothic rock?
Well, it's pretty gothic.
I didn't feel it on first listen.
No.
Because I wasn't listening to the lyrics. I think the lyrics are maybe slightly more gothic.
It's a really easy album to overlook the lyrics on.
Yes, because you can't hear it. Yeah. I couldn't hear what she was saying.
Yeah. But when you read them, it just reads like poetry.
Yeah, and they're great lyrics.
Fantastic lyrics.
Yeah.
You could easily just have a coffee table book of the lyrics of this and it would be a beautiful read, you know. There's almost no need to put it to music, and the way that they put it to music is really interesting.
Yeah.
It is just written like poetry. It's not written like a song.
It sounds right.
But it just flows.
I have a lot of problems when people write great lyrics, but it just sounds like they're reading from a poem or something. It doesn't fit the music, but I didn't have any problem with that here.
No.
I don't know what the magic is, but I think they've just got a good craft for melodies, maybe.
Yeah. Let's talk about those melodies. Would you give us a tracklist moment?
Tracklist moment. So it's really hot in here, so I don't have the energy to do something crazy.
All right, side one opens with Spellbound, which, as we said, was first single. It's kind of the most known one. It's got all of that kind of possession imagery, which is why it would have been good to pair it with Possession.
That would have paired very well. We were going to do Possession, but we changed our minds.
Well, they shot the video for this in Buckinghamshire, although I just slagged off it for being it. But it was the forest that they used in loads of Hammer horror films. And apparently it's supposed to be... This is from Genius Lyrics, and I could find no evidence to support this whatsoever, so I would take it with a pinch of salt. But apparently it's a response to the poem The Voice by Charles Baudelaire. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't really figure out what it had anything to do with, and I couldn't find a source for that quote anywhere, so...
I'm sure it's true.
Yeah. Track 2 is Into the Light, which is apparently about death, but I don't know. Again, Genius Lyrics.
I thought it was about the light.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought it was maybe just about going into
the light.
Yeah. And then Arabian Nights, the second single, very Doorsy, inspired by the Doors. There's a few tracks on here which are pretty Doorsy.
Yes, very
and
much.
Joy Division loved the Doors as well, so it's maybe where the links between those come in.
Yeah.
It was controversial at the time because it's about the persecution of women in the Middle East. And it was doing so well, but it does teeter slightly over into the racist at times, you know?
Do you think the video makes it worse, though?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But I think it's more when she's talking about, you know, conquering the orifices of goats and boys.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, you thought I'd be impressed by you at your primitive best or something. Like, oof.
There's always one, like, slightly dodgy ethnic reference in these albums. Like, the Talking Heads, I mean, that was
their first ever single was not put on the first album because it was racist.
Great. Yeah. If you look back in history, the 20th century, everything British is racist.
Of course. I mean,
every
we had an
sitcom,
empire.
every, you know... Yeah, it just is. So.
Yeah, there's definitely a sort of superiority thing that comes across there.
Yeah.
Track 4 is Halloween, which again continues the sort of gothic thing, as much as Siouxsie may want to reject that they're gothic rock. I mean, you've got the song on here called Spellbound, Halloween, Night Shift, and Voodoo Dolly. I mean, it's pretty gothic. That one was written by Severin. And is apparently about realizing as a child that he was his own separate entity rather than being part of everything, and the sort of loss of innocence that came along with that.
That's crazy that he didn't realize that.
I just thought it was about trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Because they say that.
Bitter and the sweet. Yeah. That's the only line I remember.
Yeah. Bitter and the sweet. Yeah, I mean, kinda, I guess, if you want, but I didn't get that from it. And also, I think it's dumb. I wonder if he's come around to thinking and realizing that we are all one and we're not separate entities.
That's an interesting point, yeah.
And then side 1 ends with Monitor, which is, it was around when CCTV was getting into the UK, and it's all kind of Orwellian.
I thought it was still apt to this day.
It is, yeah. Although I didn't really feel like it was about that, if you know what I mean. So I just felt like it was about TV or something.
I thought it was about reality shows or something, which they didn't
especially because at the end she says that's entertainment.
Yeah.
Which I presume is a jam.
It was making me think of Videodrome a bit.
Yeah.
Which came out afterwards.
Yes.
83.
It was 83.
Yeah.
But I really love her vocals on that. It feels like an extra percussion element in it, rather than melody so much. Side 2 starts with Night Shift, which is from the point of view of the Yorkshire Ripper, apparently.
Oh, is it?
Again.
Oh, I was getting witchy vibes.
Yeah,
they mentioned
you would, wouldn't you?
3 sisters, and I was thinking of the film Clash of the Titans.
We found the link.
Yeah. I was about to call it Chariots of Fire. I forgot. Whichever film we watched. So there is a book called Night Shift by Stephen King that came out a few years earlier, which I have a copy of, but I haven't read it. So I don't know.
Is it about the Yorkshire Ripper?
No. I'm guessing it's a coincidence.
Then from Night Shift, it's Sin in My Heart, which for me is the weakest track.
I like that.
There's nothing wrong with
I understand the lyrics are a lot more repetitive. And,
it's got some of that, the same issues I had with the Talking Heads album, I guess.
Yeah.
But it starts out sounding just like Joy Division. I like the intro. It's
cool.
Yeah. Then track 3, Head Out, extreme sexual overtones. First line is, the head is the best part.
I literally didn't notice. But it's about like a tribal head or something. What are they called? Like the album cover. It's like that, right?
Oh yeah,
the thing on the album cover.
That was at the Horniman Museum, I believe. Yeah. They went on a band trip to the museum.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's quite a mental cover, but it's
a really cool cover.
It suits it. That one also is pretty Doorsy, you know, like in the middle 8, it kind of feels a bit Riders on the Storm sort of thing.
We keep talking about Joy Division, and we should cover them. Yeah. A lot of it sounds like Joy Division and the Doors, clearly inspired. Yeah. And then ends with Voodoo Dolly, which is this mad, cathartic sort of end to the sort of thing. Nigel Gray, the producer, said while he was making it, he was like, it's my duty to not allow this sort of thing to come out of the studio. He absolutely hated it. What, Voodoo Dolly?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And they just stuck with it. And honestly, when I was listening to it, because I had that in my head and I was thinking, why? It's great. And I suppose it does go a little off the rails towards the end, but it just feels so perfect as an end to this album.
That's like how when the Velvet Underground were doing Sister Ray, that the producer walked out because he was like, this is garbage.
Jesus.
It's the best song on the album.
This album was also inspired by Rolling Stones' album, Satanic, Majesties' Request. There's sort of vague psychedelic elements to it, but I don't know. I hear the Doors way more than I hear the Stones.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
I also thought, maybe more so in the lyrics, that I thought maybe Radiohead were inspired by some of the lyrics. And I looked into it, and they were. They loved this album.
Absolutely, yeah. And talked about the inspiration the guitar playing had on them.
Yeah.
You're a guitarist. Did it inspire you?
I think I can hear that the guitar has been quite influential in later bands. And it's almost a different way of doing it. But it's more the band itself which is forward-thinking. The guitar didn't do much for me, really. I mean, even like bands I've been in, like I feel like they sound jammy in a way that most modern bands will play around with music in that way that I don't think was a thing necessarily in the 70s or earlier. I mean, the thing is, we keep saying it's unique, but it's basically what Talking Heads were doing and Paul Simon was doing, songs coming from jams in a way.
Well, I think that they developed stuff, but this feels a lot more considered. This feels very lyrics forward, although they're not in the mix per se that forward. These are clearly songs built around an idea and a message rather than just around a hook. You know, like Talking Heads, the way that they made Remain in Light was just jamming and then choosing the bits that worked well and repeating those.
Yeah.
Whereas this feels very much like they have something that they want to say and they're writing around that. The lyrics feel integral and like the basis of it.
But it feels these songs don't sound like they were written on a guitar or a piano and then just turned into a band performance. Like it feels like the band had a lot of input in the music.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't had any outtakes or early versions or anything.
Well, certainly they developed all of these songs live.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I did hear that, yeah.
But then Siouxsie and the Banshees, they have a great history of live stuff. I mean, they started purely live. They just put together a group to support the Sex Pistols. And,
they had one song.
They had one song.
Which was just the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah. Which went on for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They said that their first gig, all they were trying to do was just get booed off the stage. None of them could play their instruments, and they were just trying to be as bad as possible because they wanted to cause a riot and get booed off. And the audience just went along with it and were just digging it.
Yeah.
And there were, people who were at that gig who still remember it and talk about the electricity in the air. There is a really unique something to this band. I mean, even listening back to the first couple of albums, as different as it sounds from a production point of view, it's got that heart and that energy that I think runs through it all. And it is unique. And there's not really anything quite like them.
Yeah, I can't imagine them being bad enough to be booed off. They're just too talented.
Yeah. And she's got such a great voice.
Oh, yeah.
And such a great style and look. And just like, it's iconic for a reason,
Yeah.
And like it or not, she did inspire a whole generation of goths,
Yeah. What's she up to these days?
She's chilling. She's coming on the show next week.
Well, I'll ask her all about it then.
Yeah. She's going to talk about
the next film, which is...
We need to find out, don't we?
Yeah.
Should we wrap this up and choose?
Yeah. I really like it, and I'll be listening, especially the first side.
Yeah.
I'll be listening to that a lot.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to... I called up my local record shop and I was like, have you got it in? He said he hasn't had it for a year. But I will get it when I can. But yeah, let's choose what's next. All right, you want to explain to the folks at home how this works?
Well, all we do is we just get a random year from 1950 to the present day. And that's it.
That's it.
I just have to press this
little button here. But it's a random little generator, so you can see that it's for real.
Yeah.
It is. We're not smart enough to fake it.
So let's do it right now.
Woo!
You ready? I'm excited.
I am too.
It better not be the 80s again. I'm fed up. Did it go?
No, it didn't.
Let's try again.
2016.
Oh.
I forgot it went that modern.
Yeah. I just want like something that isn't the 2010s or the 80s.
Well, too bad. We're stuck with 2016. There was some good stuff in 2016.
I don't know. We're not doing Batman v Superman.
I guess we'll probably do a rival. Well, you're choosing the film. So
true.
Whatever you want. Oh, God, I got to choose an album.
Yeah. Christ. Make it a good one.
Oh, no, of course. Do Hollywood.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That would be easy. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm excited for 2016. All right. Well, we'll deliberate and decide and think that we probably know what we want to do. But if you've got any better ideas, let us know down below.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure doing this with you.
With me.
Yeah, as always.
Oh, thanks. It's been all right doing it with you.
Yeah, it's been okay.
Yeah. Like and subscribe and all that nonsense. And have a good week.
Bye.